They were more than just soldiers. They were artists of war, masters of the sword, and living embodiments of honor and loyalty. The samurai, Japan's legendary warrior class, emerged from the ashes of civil war, their destinies intertwined with the fate of a nation. In the late 12th century, Japan was a land in turmoil. The once powerful imperial court was losing its grip on power, and regional lords, hungry for land and influence, clashed in a chaotic struggle for supremacy. From this maelstrom of conflict rose the samurai, professional warriors bound to their lords by oaths of fealty. These early samurai were primarily skilled horsemen and archers, their prowess in battle earning them land and prestige. As their influence grew, so too did their importance in the shifting political landscape. They became the enforcers of their lord's will, their swords ensuring the stability of a fractured nation. The rise of the samurai marked a turning point in Japanese history. Their emergence signified the dawn of a new era, one dominated by the warrior spirit and the ideals of martial prowess. This was the beginning of the samurai's indelible mark on Japan, a legacy that would shape the country's destiny for centuries to come. For centuries, the samurai stood as the unchallenged elite of Japanese society. Their swords carved out domains, their loyalty maintained order, and their code of honor, known as Bushido, became the bedrock of their existence. Feudal Japan, with its intricate web of allegiances and obligations, revolved around the samurai class. They were the protectors, the administrators, and the cultural icons of their time. The samurai's dominance was not solely based on their martial skills. Their power was deeply rooted in the social structure of feudal Japan. As vassals to their lords, they were granted land in exchange for military service. This system created a hierarchical society with the samurai at its apex, their position reinforced by their unwavering loyalty and their adherence to Bushido. Bushido, meaning the way of the warrior, was more than just a code of conduct. It was a philosophy that permeated every aspect of a samurai's life. It emphasized courage, honor, loyalty, self-discipline, and a willingness to sacrifice one's life for their lord or their ideals. This unwavering commitment to Bushido elevated the samurai beyond mere mercenaries, transforming them into figures of respect and admiration. They were expected to be exemplars of virtue, their actions reflecting the highest ideals of their class. The samurai's influence permeated Japanese society, shaping its values, its art, and its very identity. Their stories of courage and selflessness became the stuff of legends, inspiring generations to come. This was the golden age of the samurai, their dominance seemingly unassailable. The tumultuous Sengoku period, marked by near-constant warfare, eventually gave way to an era of unprecedented peace and stability. The Edo Period, from 1603 to 1867. With the rise of the Tokugawa shogunate and the unification of Japan, the role of the samurai underwent a significant transformation. No longer constantly embroiled in warfare, they found themselves transitioning from warriors to administrators, scholars, and even artists. The Edo period presented a unique challenge for the samurai class. Their skills, honed for generations on the battlefield, were suddenly less relevant in a society where peace reigned. Yet the samurai adapted, their inherent discipline and dedication finding new outlets. Many took on administrative roles within the shogunate, managing estates, collecting taxes, and maintaining order. Their martial skills, though less frequently employed, remained a vital part of their identity. This era witnessed a flourishing of samurai culture. With time for pursuits beyond warfare, many samurai immersed themselves in literature, poetry, tea ceremony, and calligraphy. They became patrons of the arts, their patronage contributing to a vibrant cultural scene. The image of the samurai evolved, encompassing not just the warrior, but also the scholar and the aesthete. While the Edo period brought peace and prosperity, it also sowed the seeds of change. The rigid social structure that had benefited the samurai for centuries began to chafe against the realities of a changing world. New economic realities and the rise of a merchant class challenged the samurai's traditional place at the top of the social hierarchy. The stage was set for a dramatic shift in power, one that would forever alter the destiny of the samurai. The winds of change that had been whispering through Japan for decades finally erupted into a storm with the Meiji Restoration of 1868. This pivotal event marked the end of the shogunate and the restoration of imperial rule, ushering in an era of modernization that would sweep away the old order and with it the traditional way of the samurai. The new government, determined to transform Japan into a modern nation-state, viewed the samurai class as an anachronism, a relic of a bygone era. The Meiji government implemented a series of reforms aimed at modernizing Japan's military, its economy, and its social structure. One of the most significant blows to the samurai class was the abolition of their traditional privileges, including the right to carry swords and their hereditary stipends. These reforms stripped the samurai of their status, their economic security, and their very identity. Resistance to these reforms was inevitable. The most notable uprising was the Satsuma Rebellion of 1877, led by Saigo Takamori, a revered samurai and former imperial official. The rebellion, though ultimately crushed by the modernized imperial army, served as a poignant symbol of the samurai's struggle to adapt to a rapidly changing world. It was a last, desperate stand against the tide of history. Though the samurai class as a distinct social entity ceased to exist, their legacy continued to resonate deeply within Japanese culture. Their values of honor, loyalty, and self-sacrifice found new expression in the burgeoning spirit of Japanese nationalism. The samurai's story, once confined to the battlefields and courts of feudal Japan, was rewritten for a new era, their image transformed into a symbol of national pride and resilience.